Kyle Fletcher, Speedball, Mike Bailey. They're 1-1 going back to last year's Continental Classic, and then one of the best matches, period, this year that they had earlier. Bailey comes out in a Mystico-themed mask, but then removes it for the start. And Fletcher takes Bailey, and he lawn darts him into the barricade. And here at Arena Mexico, these are the metal barricades that have no give to them. And he just bounced off of this guardrail on the floor. We have Bailey coming back, and he lands this kick to Fletcher while seated on the turnbuckle. And they showed like 3 replays of this, and it looked like he caught Fletcher flush because Fletcher's head went back like a Pez dispenser eating this kick. And Fletcher is riling up the crowd, hits his half and half suplex, and then they make their way up the ramp and fight by the steps. And Bailey avoids a suplex and moonsaults off the stairs and onto Kyle Fletcher.
It's crazy. Seriously, it's crazy because you're doing it blind, and like upon
and you
landing,
have to get out far enough so you don't like come down on the steps, which is like.
And I don't know if he did. I mean, he was, you know,
he might have landed on the steps too, and it's not like he has boots on either.
You're like landing shin first onto like the bottom step. It's, oh man, yeah, wow.
So he hits the moonsault, takes a Michinoku driver in the ring and an apron bomb, and then they do the regular finishing sequence for Kyle, boot in the corner, brain buster, but Bailey kicks out and the place goes wild that he survives. Bailey manages a poison run off the top, hits the Ultima weapon, and Fletcher gets his shoulder up for another awesome near fall. Crowd was just at a 10 here, and Bailey gets caught, another lawn dart, running boot, and the Generico brainbuster on the top turnbuckle wins the match for Kyle in 16 minutes and 41 seconds. I forgot about this one when I was ranking the matches. This one was, I'd put this above the three-way earlier, but this really shows you like the depth that this TV show had on Wednesday.
Yeah, what a match. I mean, you know, these two on this show at this point, like they are mid-carders, but I like this is the type of match that should be headlining their pay-per-views. It was that good, you know? Like if certainly Fletcher like represents the next generation, I would kind of categorize Speedball as part of that as well. I think they're every bit as good as your current like top end, you know, in your Will Ospreys and your Kenny Omegas right now. Like Fletcher felt like the final boss of the video game here, and that like he just feels incredibly hard to beat. You know, that near fall that they got with the Ultimate Weapon, I thought was so strong and really believable, you know, despite like it made me forget about the booking for All In and it made me think Speedball actually had a chance. That's how good it was. But he's like the way Fletcher could just like kind of come back from it and just like at the ferocity at which like he will go for the kill, like makes him feel scary, you know, as this like top villain. And I just think he's so great. I also think Speedball, much like Commander, feels like somebody who, you know, he's much closer than Commander, obviously, but like he should be like put into higher positions. You know, he proved that. I think certainly in ring he's tremendous, but also in the build up to this match in that press conference proved that he could talk.
That press conference was more, I think, important for him than the ladder match was that night. Mm-hmm. Like I think that was the bigger. Like everyone knows this guy's going to have tremendous matches. That's not the question, especially when a ladder's involved. But that press conference, I think, endeared him to a lot of people. And it showed that, yeah, this guy's not a conventional promo, but he absolutely can be captivating. That's the key to a promo. Can you be captivating? It doesn't matter how you talk. Like George St. Pierre was very captivating when he was inspired and into something, even though he wasn't like your typical, like, you know, great talker that you would associate with.
Do you know he has a podcast now?
I do. I am aware. Have you heard of any of it?
I listened to the one with he interviewed Robin actually.
Yes.
For one of the episodes. And I listened to his interview on Mighty Messes on Demetrius Johnson's podcast. I can listen to George speak for hours.
He's so a really great, and in his prime, like he was awful on interviews because he hated talking about like on fight week.
It was a machine.
He was awful to speak with. Yeah. And when he got away from fighting, super charismatic and so much more life that is very evident now whenever you hear him speak. Okada comes out, interrupting Fletcher's celebration, and they have a stare down with the belt as Okada proceeds to the ring for the next match. So it seems like all systems go for these two. And probably Takeshita in the mix for.
What's the
for Wembley.
turnaround between the end of the G1 and
The G1
All In?
ends on the 16th, and that's 2 weeks before All In. So
Lots
you have
lots of time to recover.
You
from
basically
a
just have to have
tournament.
Takeshita walk out and point at the belt, and you've got the match. That's all you need.
Yeah, he'll be good to go. Like his body will be more than fine, warmed up.
We are wrapping up the summer big on the Post Wrestling Cafe as John Pollock and Neil Flanagan are flying to London, England for live on-the-ground coverage of AEW All in London. Also this month, we conclude our reviews of Dark Side of the Ring and WWE Unreal Season 3, reviews of ROH's Death Before Dishonor and TNA Lockdown, Rewind Away will cover the WWF Aggression album, and Book Club will cover Total Nonstop Agony by Vince Russo. Sign up now at postwrestlingcafe.com.